I recently returned from a workshop down in Mexico with a group I'm involved with called Uncommon Success. It's a network of men working to help each other, pull each other up. We're working on Elon Musk, who wants to send men to Mars to explore frontiers. With Uncommon Success, the idea is we have our own frontier. There's so much we can discover about ourselves, and the framework for that is Mars, the acronym Mars. M for mastermind, which means it's just a word for saying networking with other men, getting on phone calls, learning from each other, supporting each other. The A in Mars is athleticism, and that's showing up every day, doing the work, working on your body, because the confidence you build from working on your body will translate into other things, and I've definitely learned that. I've made so many improvements over the last year in terms of my strength and flexibility, and now I'm to the point where I know I can, if I set a goal, I can get there. And the R is richer. The group we're constantly working on our businesses, working on our mindset towards how we approach business. There's a strong aspect of it around social media, the power of social media to build a brand. And then S is smarter. What are you doing? What are you doing to develop yourself further intellectually and spiritually? Because just getting rich isn't going to solve all your problems if you lose yourself along the way. So we explored on this weekend the idea of all the intelligences that we have that we can develop. There's intrapersonal, how do you deal with other people? There's intrapersonal, how do you deal with yourself? How do you develop yourself? There's languages, there's music, there's spatial awareness, there's kinesthetic, which is working on your body, working on your ability to move in space gracefully. That's Mars. Mastermind, athletic, richer, smarter. There's a whole universe and a whole lifetime to explore ourselves. We don't need to go anywhere to have an adventure. We can just work on ourselves. And this weekend was huge for me. There were a lot of challenges. I'm the oldest guy in the network that's active by far. There's some other guys, I'm early 60s. There's some guys in the 50s who are really getting after it. They inspire me, but everybody inspires me in this group. The younger guys, the older guys. On this weekend, the first session we had was more of an athletics type session, a lot of strength work, flexibility, and I felt old. I felt like, why am I here? And felt like on the fringes because it's a lot of young guys getting after it. And so after the first session, I went back to my room and had a chat with myself, fighting feelings of shame and unworthiness. I ended up talking to myself about what those thoughts are, because those are just things you tell yourself. Shame is about as low on the consciousness spectrum as you can go. And the way you get out of shame is courage. That brings you to the much higher level. And so I just told myself, it's courage in this case means show up. Courage in every situation just means show up. Trust. This network of men is powerful and supportive, and that's my only job, is not quit. Show up every day with a full heart. You can't just show up. You have to show up with all of your best, with all of your full heart. And if you do that, people see that. People see your energy, people see your optimism, and the guys respond to that. And I've spoken to a few men about this afterwards, the feelings that I had about shame and unworthiness, and the feedback I got was, you're crushing it, dude. And I know that, and I'm not asking for that sort of feedback, but it is helpful to get that feedback. And I just have to keep telling myself to show up. And I see lots of guys in the network, they come and go, and they'll come back later and say, I just was not feeling like I belonged here, or I wasn't finding my way. I get that feeling. I feel that a lot. And the reminder for me is just come back, talk about it, and re-engage. Show up with a full heart. Mother Teresa has a saying, or said, we can't do great things in this world. We can only do small things with great love. And to me, that's the message. Whatever you're doing it with your best, with full heart, you can't fail. If you're juggling and the balls drop, that's not failure. The only failure is if you don't juggle. Because if you don't juggle, you don't get the feedback. You don't get the data. You don't get to the point where you can make adjustments, and then you get better at juggling. That's where I am right now with social media. I've posted 8 times in my life. I've never done a long form video like this. This is my first attempt. I'm not completely comfortable. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but that's okay. And I'm not sure I'm fully authentic and fully giving the energy that I want to give and that I can give. But this is where I am right now. You don't ridicule a baby for being a baby. And a baby should not ridicule itself for being a baby. It's fully developed and beautiful at that moment in its life. And this is where I am right now. I'm a newbie at the social media game, but I believe in it. I see the power of it. Man, I see the power because I've been on the other end. I've bought guitar courses from guys that I follow that were bringing value.